What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? I got a question. Who amongst us would pay $1,500 to live in New York City? Okay, what if the apartment you were renting was only 200 square feet? $1,500. Now, what if the apartment had a bathtub in the kitchen where you could actually reach into the refrigerator from the bathtub? This guy who is a YouTube content creator, posted a video about the worst apartments in New York City. And it's located in the Soho district. Now, let me tell you something straight up there. My daughter lives in New York. I've been in New York. I've been going to New York since the 80s, right? Late 80s. Soho is not geared toward poor folks. It is geared toward millionaires. So to find any kind of apartment in New York City for $1,500, in Soho district especially, that's pretty much non-existent. I'm surprised that they were able to find that. That's how it is in New York City. It is not for people who ain't got money. If you don't have money, you better go down south. You need to shut your mouth or something, you know what I'm saying? Like that, it's expensive to live in New York City, man. It is very expensive to live in New York City. I mean, you could be paying $3,000 in New York City and live in a dump. Serious. You could be living in a dump for $3,000 in New York City. The average apartment in Soho is probably about, somewhere around $3,500, $4,000 a month. That's what it's like. So, and the closer you get to the center of the city, oh man. Yeah, it's expensive, fam. It's very, very expensive to live in New York City. Now, would I do it? Yeah. Like I mean, not right now, you know what I'm saying? Not where I am right now, but when I was starting out, if I could afford $1,500 and I could be in New York City to take advantage of the opportunities that are in New York City, yeah, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Because it's not going to be permanent. Like, like when you're on your way up, when you know you're destined for greatness, fam, you ain't tripping on doing what you got to do so that you can do what you want to do. You ain't tripping on that because this is just a pit stop. This ain't my destiny. This ain't how I'm always going to be living. This is just how I'm living for right now. I'm doing what I got to do so I can do what I want to do. So that's the way I see it. I don't trip off stuff like that, but I would trip off the roach infestation. I don't do roaches. That was, growing up, I don't do that, man. Just looking at a roach makes my skin crawl. So yeah, I don't do the insects and the roach thing. I don't do that at all. So, and that's the thing when you live in these apartments and stuff, you share ventilation oftentimes. And you share, pipes and stuff. And so these insects, they'll find little crevices and stuff to move in from somebody else's house straight into yours. So if the house next door to you is infested, then likely yours will be infested. And then it's a domino effect, right? But that could happen also, like even in a luxury complex. That could happen. If somebody's nasty and they got roaches, and you'll probably get roaches at some point. But that's why you got to stay on your job with your extermination. You dig? But back to the original question, fam. Could you live in New York City in a $1,500 apartment that is only 200 square feet? Max, no closets, electricity working when it wants to, and a bathtub in the kitchen or shower. That's if you got big money. Drop a comment, let me know, fam. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?